Well, it's taken until day 8 of the 15th year to finally get the man of the moment up on the panel. Dan Stairs, welcome, day 8 for the roundup.
Thanks for having me for a start, Brett. I can't wipe the smile off my face. I've been begging for this for years. I wanted to be up here with Felicity, but obviously she's not here. So having you here is, close second. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, obviously with that, with those restraints you got on you and stuff like that, we couldn't have you up here that close to Felicity. So we've just had to take it back to where it's just you and I. Now we're going to run through last night down in the Camp Draft Arena. We had round 3 of the NCCA Rider title. Ben Hall, 269 points, took the win on the RS Chisholm mare. He, from day 1 on those tough cattle, he handled them. They were never gonna catch him.
Well, there's no surprise when you read out Ben Hall at the top, let alone in any camp draft, but especially Nutrien. So just a great rider, great competitor. If I hear his name getting read out, at the camp draft yards, I run over there to watch him.
He, obviously there was the very best riders of every association. So it wasn't, as if, he's gone down there. Like there was, Will that ended up winning the Open, right down through the Victorian riders. So, yeah, shout out to Ben, that was outstanding. The ACA, they've come out on top with 1,304 points and the winner's check heading off to Dolly's Dream, which that's a great connection through Ben and Jay Hall, through with the Dolly's Dream Foundation. It was a great achievement to see the ACA win that money and then donate that back to Dolly's Dream. So that's very, very emotional through Jay, and they do some wonderful stuff with the Triple Crown drafts, Condamine, Warwick, Chinchilla. So yeah, just great to see that going through to that.
Massive charity. I mean, they've done so much in such a small amount of time, and I think they're known everywhere now.
Yeah, and that slogan, is just so poignant, and everyone knows. The final of the Martin Stock Haulage Open Camp Draft last night was run and won. Will added 90 points to his 2 rounds. He's come up with 269 points. Clear leader. Huey couldn't run him down on times up. Reserve champion again. That's 2 years in a row. So let's hope that Huey can go one step better in the Stallion Shootout. But Will is hot off a win at the Warwick Gold Cup Stallion Draft. Picked the horse up on the way down, and he's got another major.
Great combination, and the cattle was so tough last night. Like when you saw them really leave that camp and push those riders out to the left particularly, and a lot of horses had a lot of trouble to come back inside, and Will did it really easily, and time's up. And the horses that were in those top placings, to see how hard they worked to sort of set that course up, just shows you the level of horse that's required to win these Opens now.
And so many that come out of there are graduates of this sale. So, they may have come out here 2, 3, 4-year-old, in them early sales. And here we are 15 years later, and they're up there in the leaderboard.
There's a lot of those that I've been noticing that if you just had a restricted, open draft to horses that have been through this sale, it's still going to look just as competitive.
Oh, 100%. So then we went on from yesterday, we had the first 100 lots, and now we've carried on today. We had a Baby Moore, $80,000 yesterday, put through by Jackie Graham. Lovely mare there. That was an outstanding sale for yesterday.
Yeah, the level that these horses are working at in that sale pen, thinking back over the years, like it's just getting harder and harder to stand out. And when those horses do stand out, they're getting rewarded for it. So you saw her sell for 80,000, was it?
80,000, yes.
Which is just again credit to the program and to the horse, and that wasn't the only horse that sold for good money, and people are now getting rewarded for the work that they're putting into them and the quality of horse that they're bringing.
We're going to run through a few horses real quick. We had lot 81, Hellom Smart, $60,000 gelding. Lot 115, Matron Maggie, $125,000 mare. a Hardhat Henry mare from Wayne and Rachel Bean.
They can't wipe their smiles off their faces too. They were getting around there today, and I caught up with them, and they just rapped, and they think a lot of the mare, and again, just the same thing, just happy to support the event, and they were really grateful to get the result.
A favourite for everyone, Electric Duck, $48,000. Then we go around, we turn to, we went down to like 257. There were huge wraps on this mare through the pre-works. We have set a new record here at Nutri in 2022, $260,000 for a 2-year-old metallic cat filly out of One More Romance, who was out of the great One More Spin. Outstanding. Goes up to Pete and Shari Knudsen at Chinchilla.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Outstanding that this calibre horse keeps getting drawn back to the side.
The stands were full. I mean, everybody got to the stands. They knew that when she was coming up. It's a big deal. She's the first 2-year-old filly to sell as well, so they really wanted to set the bar high with such a great, pedigree, I guess. You don't know what, when you're nominating them, that's all you're doing is nominating a pedigree. And then obviously it's been out, and then Huey put it through the sale ring, and she looked the picture in her pre-work. She worked really good again. I mean, I think she was at 200,000 before they let a cow in.
It was funny watching the ring. You're seeing people have bids on her, and that was quite interesting until.
Well, I can tell you a little story there. I was sitting there with Pete and Bronny, and I said to Bronny, let's just start her off at 100, and if we scare everybody else, I'm good for 50. And she said, all right. So we called Terry over, and by the time I get him over to say 100, already over there it started at 100. And I think they did the exact same thing because they never put another bid in. And before we were all laughing that we could have maybe potentially had her for 0.06 of a second, it was already at like 190, 200,000.
They tell me Stephen McLean, he was a younger bidder.
Yeah, well, he's been sort of, I guess, in hiding for the last couple of years because of COVID, and if he probably had a few more show appearance fees over those 2 years, I think he would have gone easily into the sort of $500,000 range.
Yeah, no, that's great. But on a serious note, we've got over 85% clearance. Average is $28,000. So we're up 30% on last year's sale. Currently $5.6 million in the bank.
I'm going into day 2.
Hopefully Bardo can get us a steak or something here shortly. Like it's, phenomenal. $5.6 million, up 30%, average $28,000 with days to come.
It's exciting to be a part of it and to bring horses here, but when there's a lot of hype for this sale particularly, and to see it start to deliver already, and we say day 2, it's only a day and a half of sales.
Absolutely.
So to see a high clearance with such a high sale average, and they were waiting for those young horses. Like those 2-year-olds were hot today, and I think tomorrow it's going to go up another gear again. And when we start looking at Saturday for 3-year-olds. Maybe Steve might be able to afford one, but I certainly won't be able to.
They're as hot as that sea container, I kid you not. Now, tonight, we have got the Dalgety Stallion Shootout Round 2. We've got 3 stallions, I believe, up there on 91. We've got one Stylish Pepto. We've got the young stallion of Stephen Hart's, 91
medalist.
Points, medalist. Then we've got Chero's Traditional Acres with Ben Hall on 91. So we're going to see those guys try and, if they can back it up tonight, then they've got to come into the indoor just for cutout. So you've got a cutout specialist in Stylish. If they can belt one around the night, they're in pretty good shape.
Absolutely, and he's another horse that sort of is always there, isn't he, in the stallion shootout? Like he's always contending. But to see like a young stallion like the medalist, it's pretty exciting for Steve Hart and his crew to look at that horse. I think he's only 5, or just might have turned 6. He might have just turned 6, and he's coming off winning a draft. And he's here, and first round runs a 91 with the big boys.
Yeah, 22.65 and 4 the other day. So then we go into the standard bred camp draft. Michael Wilson, he is down there now trying to tell him how he wants the cattle brought in. He's drawn number 5, so he wants that bullock to come in at 5 and all that.
I don't think he has much to worry about. There's some others maybe out there that look like they're going to be hoping for a good draw, a good cow. What's your thoughts?
Miracle.
Yeah, no, I think you'll get it covered. I mean, you're a pretty good stockman, cattleman.
Well-
What's your? Let me just ask you, what's your tactic going in? Are they just putting one in, or you getting a whole fill, or what's going in?
I'd actually like it to be like Paradise when they used to have, lots of cattle in the cutout yard. Like 7 won't be enough to pick from. Want to have a good look through them. Steve's going to warm him up tonight, as he did the other night.
Worked well for you the other night.
Yeah, and once we do that, we'll be right to go.
So for this preparation, what's it like in comparison to maybe getting ready for a Gold Cup final?
Nothing's different. They're
changes?
both as important as ever. You take the same, the same steps. The only thing is normally the Gold Cup, it's a Sunday at Warwick. You go to church first, and then the Cup final that afternoon. But no church today.
Right. So you're going to be ready for it here in the next, short little time, and
Yes,
you'll be going through your pre-game ritual,
absolutely.
which we can't really share with the listeners, unfortunately.
No. So then we come into the big one. We've got the classic final. Max Sheehan up there, he holds the cards. He's only man on 180 points. Then we get back into 179. It's Will Durkin's first out. He's got a 178. Fresh look at the yard. You look down, you see where the fresh cattle are coming in. You see at 13 Luke Bennett with a big score.
Yeah, that mare too.
It's just Dan Con, and he's up there with a big
176.
score. Cody Stevens on
179 for Cody. I mean, you look at it, the list is just like the first 3 riders, Will Durkin, Pete Kaminsky, Ben Hall, just coming in 178, 176, 177. Like, it's going to be an exciting final, and there's 32 horses in it, and you're going to have to wait to the end. There's going to be big scores, we know that.
Dan Conlon's last out on the gelding shootout winner. You go through and you have a look. Will Durkin got 4 horses in there. Like, he's going to be really busy tonight. Like, to get all those horses there, get them prepared. This is as big as a Gold Cup final. Like, it would have to be, 2 or 3 times the prize money for first place. So, yeah, it's on like Donkey Kong tonight, and wish everyone the very best of luck on their baby horse.
I've got to give a special shout out though. Susan Salmond on Banshee Darling Acres. We sold her here last year, and she's going into the final. She had a bit of bad luck in the challenge with Leah Reid after leading the dry. But I've always had a soft spot for that mare, and Susan just loves her, and I'm pretty excited just to see him have a run.
Okay, so
Nothing to do with me.
Now we know why
I didn't mention what we sold her for or anything like that. I just see her in there, and it's exciting as a vendor. You're a bit the same. Have you got a horse you want to mention?
Yeah, we're proud
You've
of.
only mentioned it every day of the wrap, but just do it one more time.
One more time. Yeah, shout out to Mac and Gale. Hazel's gift out of here.
What mare is it out of again?
It's out of Annie's gift.
Who owns Annie's gift?
yeah, no.
Annie's gift. I haven't heard Annie's gift before. Is it a good?
Yeah, no, she's okay. So, yeah, everyone, the very best of luck. Tomorrow we got sale lots 281 to 460. That wraps up the 2 and 3 year old lots. Then we go down and we have all the event presentations. We get a horse trailers, we get saddles, we get buckles. That bad boy there, that's going to get handed out to someone tomorrow night. Then we go down and we have the Dalgety Stallion Shootout Round 3. That's the cutout in the indoor arena.
I think the grandstands will be as full as they were for watching, the Metallic Cat 2-year-old filly out of One More Romance when they were all there today. So
Yes. No, outstanding. Well, Dan, thank you very much for coming on, and I know it's been a little while in the making, but
pleasure. Hopefully, it's not another 2 years before I got to wait to come back.
no, well, it'll be probably more like 15. But anyway, we've got that over and done with. But thank you very much. We know you've got so many horses to present this year at the sale, and thanks for taking time out of your schedule to come up here.
It was certainly my pleasure.
Mate, thank you very much, and we will see you for day 9 of the wrap-up. Can't wait to get down there and see how the Stallion Shootout goes. See Michael Wilson run 90 on his standardbred. We'll see you day 9.
That's a good prediction, and it's not unlikely.
I predict we're going to see multiple scores over the 90 points tonight.
We could break 100.
I hope we do.
Could be a new record.
There will be an Australian record set tonight. We'll see you day 9 of the roundup tomorrow.